Those of you just joining us, we come to you from Seattle, Washington, and Alaska Airlines Arena. It's Arizona State and Washington. First shot of the ball game is Terrence Ross, 3 from the corner. Denmark.
A lot of similarities to Richards Kuksik, the outstanding shooter for Arizona State.
Uh-oh, if this guy gets it early, look at... Rote, not a great three shooter, will drive in and out. Gets his own miss and scores.
But see, that's what he is so good at, Steve. He is a guy that can get...
Ross, a very adept ball handler, gives it off to Tony Rote. Arizona State came in at 8 and 17. There's Njai in the lane scoring quite easily, and Washington is in front.
Devot's imitation. Get low, stay strong, contest the shot of Aziz Njai. Too big to get that call.
There's Njai with the steal. Ross thought about the three, then turns it back and has Gaddy reset the offense to Njai.
That's what he was working on. That's what he was working on. Right box, turning left shoulder. Little short kiss off the glass. Extensively in practice yesterday. That was all the individual skills. There's Baczynski going down with the slightest bit of contact. Here's Njai with the quick hands. Our little marquee matchup. The bigs going at it early. And then great job establishing low post position right in the middle of the paint. Baczynski's got to do a better job of basketball. He broke up the lob play by slapping it down, but slapped it right to an Arizona State player for the easy put in.
Danforth Sr. in the game with Njai and Ross. There's Rote on the drive, and he has scored 2 quick buckets in this game. Carrick Felix, I believe, at that guard spot.
And this team has struggled on the road. I mean, and they've gotten down in the conference at 20-4 to Colorado and just had trouble hanging with the better teams right off the bat. They're doing a nice job in this game.
C.J. Wilcox hits his first shot, and that's a good sign because he's only averaging 9 points per game since his injury. He had a stress-related hip injury, and he missed 3 games in late January and early February. Here's a steal by Wilcox, who closed it down with the left hand, and he was moving quite well. The hip looks good.
They're putting some stress on the defense. Look at C.J. Wilcox. He gets the rip. Right here, the lefty throw down. Throw it down, big C.J. He just missed a mid-range 12-footer that he could make in his sleep.
Rote going for the steal and does come up with it successfully. Throws it down. John Kemp blocked by Baczynski. They're calling that a goaltend, and Herb Sendek is furious.
Well, he thought the trail at Nathan Hale when he was in Utah. They drove around for about 45 minutes, and Nathan Hale told him, you need to be more aggressive. Play with some aggression out on the floor.
Terrence Ross with his 3rd field goal. They said this is the first major minutes he's had in quite some time.
There's that shot he can make in his sleep. Again, the shot fake. Ball screen opened up the entire center of the floor to run some pick and roll. Colvin found the opening.
Rote on the front. He is so strong.
Powerful player. He's the guy.
Lorenzo Gaddy at times is too unselfish.
Yep, I agree with you wholeheartedly. He's improved his jump shot. He put a lot of work in on his legs. Blew out his knee last year. Looking at his form looks great.
And so did that as Tony Rote drops it 2 more. The game now, Sean Kemp, who had a tough time trying to defend Jordan Baczynski his last time on the floor. Abdul Gaddy knocks down the 3. He must have heard us talking about him being too unselfish.
And I'm sure the coaching staff told him that he's passing up good shots. You know, you put in too much work, Abdul Gaddy, during the offseason, to not take advantage of it.
A steal by Wilcox. Terrence Ross.
And you're doing your team a disservice if you pass up open looks.
Wilcox. He hits.
Disservice that. He's not. It's hard to get him to pass the salt and breakfast. C.J. Wilcox. He's for the University of Washington was Nate Robinson in 2002. I always marveled at guys that could pull that double-double off. On any level, really, especially on the collegiate level and professionally. Nice
pass. In the lane, Darnell Gann scores easily. Too much room in that.
And this is And that's from Abdul Gaddy. He puts it on the floor, causes the zone to shift. Darnell Gantt kind of sneaks behind that back. Grinder monkey that I am, I had to go through. I'm gonna go to my car, get the gun, come back, and do the whole little scene that I did, you know. But it's all good. I like, you know, at least I remembered for something.
Steve Kusiak and Rebecca Harlow with Raymond.
Yeah, there you
from
go.
White Men Can't
That's
Jump.
my claim to fame with this generation. But it's all good. But he's a good one. Tony Roden. Saw a YouTube video of him going against John Wall in the Seattle.
They already have 12 turnovers. In Herb's first 5 years, he had 20 turnovers in a game only 5 times. They've had 5 20-turnover games this year, and it looks like they might have another one.
It's not so much because of the pressure of Washington. It's just careless decision-making.
Darnell Gantt from the corner.
Darnell Gantt's grandmother, Louise, sitting.
The miss.
That's what 7-foot presence does for you. Didn't have to block the shot. Shawdog Geezy from Crenshaw High School.
Grandma Louise loved that.
Grandma Louise on her.
Nifty pass.
Nice.
Good finish. Up 18 to the break.
Grandmama Louise, Aunt Danielle, this is for you from Crenshaw High School, Darnell Gantt. That's the same.
Get on 3 attempts in the first half and also suffered 3 turnovers. It will be ASU ball first with Colvin at the point, Lockett at the off guard, Bachimski, Kane, and Gilling. A steal by Washington results in a Terrence Ross basket.
He really hunkers down and almost relishes playing tough man-to-man defense.
Ross with 2 big buckets to open the second half. Remember, they had 5 games to go to try and win the Pac-10 regular season, and were denied. They went 2 and 3 down the stretch in those 5 games, and still were able to go into the postseason tournament and win the thing by way of Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, that last second jumper, that was Terrence Ross. His hand part of the ball.
Take a seat. This is where they have their problems. Colvin actually did a pretty good job running the offense when he was in there, but they do not have any depth at that point guard position. Simmons missing, Njai rebounding. C.J. Wilcoxon off the bench, good feed inside. And
him in transition, he took out Tony Roden, said something to him on the bench, and basically, you know, maintain better position. You don't have to always gamble and go for the home run defensive play.
That's a little Linda Ronstadt, isn't it? Blue Bayou.
There's a second time in like a week. You made me laugh, man.
11 years together. Here we go, Washington.
Came into the starting lineup. He plays so hard in practice. A great defensive instincts for the redshirt freshman out of Richmond, California, Salesian High School. Uh-oh.
Wilcox,
there he is.
Miss, but guess who's there? The man you were talking about, Desmond.
Buckets.
He leads all Pac-12 freshmen in scoring and steals. He's not an excellent foul shooter yet, as he's under 60% this year. Tremendous football player, both as a wide receiver and quarterback, and hurt his knee, missing much of his senior year or his junior year.
Will set out his entire junior year to let that ball alive. Slaps it inside the John Gilling. 11-point ball game.
Elbows down. Elbows
Roten
down.
back at the point with Gaddy moving off to the wing. This will allow Roten to try and drive, and he almost loses it. Njai picks him up and scores.
Now you need a good shot. You got to work it around. That'll do. That'll do. Good job, Wilcox. I think he's going to go through.
The entire Pac-12, Marcus, has just 2 top 50 wins. C.J. Wilcox outside makes it 63-40. Gantt fakes the 3. Wilcox short on that shot. And a great character. And right now he has to do a lot of the leading on this basketball team. I still think that leadership is emerging.
They're still searching for it.
Terrence Ross for 3.
That's a nice job attacking the 2-3 zone. Kind of come together. Toughness and focus being the primary two. Watching them play.
They have Arizona here on Saturday. Then they finish on the road at Washington State, USC, and UCLA. The team they're tied with, California, is home to the Oregons this weekend at Utah, Colorado, and Stanford.
Terrence Ross, we've got a guy that can. And then defense got a little lax when they had the 20-point lead, and Arizona State able to cut it down to what, 11, I think, at 1 point.
Rosa Njai for the slam.
Right at 56%, but he'll get better. I mean, the form is there, the elbows in, the rotation is there, so you know a lot of it's just mental with him. Great rotation.
He seems to be at his best against the best teams. I remember that game against Duke earlier this year when he went for 23 and 26 against Oregon State. Had a great game, and their last contest at Arizona State. Wrote 5 of.
Big shot down the stretch. Made that great defensive play against Arizona. The game-saving block against Josiah Turner. Right there, another steal.
This is his 6th steal of the night. Lobs it up a little too much again, but the result is a good one.
So that kind of epitomizes his offensive play. And here the offensive play, not the greatest decision, but thank God for Sean Kim Jr. there to clean it up. Often went to him early. He was able to establish some inside presence down on the low box. And I like that approach. I mean, with your big guys, especially Njai, the way he plays defense on the interior, you've got to get him going, get him the basketball, feed the big dog, throw him a bone inside. Let him be a part of the team. Let him touch it, touch the leather.
But I think they miss Matthew Bryan Ammoning as much as they miss Isaiah Thomas, because MBA was that force inside a low post offensive threat.
And that's something that this team is sorely lacking in.
To 8 with 12.6 seconds remaining. And they fire it ahead to Alex Wagner. He'll dribble the clock out. And Washington will have their 18th victory of the season. More importantly, their 11th in conference play, keeping them in a tie with the California Golden Bears.
And when the Huskies do just enough to maintain that distance.